thought that I was like sleeping through all of this. No, nigga, I was not. I was literally in the middle of recording my my DeJounte Murray video. Oh, speaking of which, I need to fucking stop my other video. I had like a few. I was gonna upload 2 videos today. Kyrie staying in Brooklyn and what that means, and then I just got done recording my DeJounte Murray video. And in the middle of me recording my fucking video for my second channel, out of nowhere, this nigga drops the fucking craziest bomb of all time. That shit was crazy. Man, let me go to my second channel right now. Stop this other video from uploading because this shit is just completely irrelevant now. Holy fuck. All right, while I do this, yo, I'm gonna be honest with y'all niggas, bro. I have never in my life seen a nigga like Kyrie Irving, bro. I've just never seen it. That nigga Kyrie Irving is the most destructive nigga I have ever seen in my life, dog. That nigga is crazy. That nigga is crazy. He's crazy. I've never seen a nigga that destructive. All right, delete forever. Delete that fucking video. I understand, nigga. Delete it. All right, bet. Bro. All right, so fucking Kevin Durant is demanding a trade. What does this mean? A, it means that this nigga Kyrie Irving is the most destructive star I've ever seen in my life. There's no rhyme or reason they could have gotten to this point, right? And like everything was fluid amongst them. Something had to have been going wrong with them for them to get to this point where he feels like he needs to be out. But to be honest with y'all, it makes sense. Think about this for a second. When Kevin Durant left OKC, why? Because it was just him and another star and a bunch of fucking mid-ass niggas around him. No skill players at all. Where is Kevin Durant right now? Him, another star, and a bunch of other mid-ass niggas around him with no star. It's the exact same scenario. Why the fuck do I want to stay here? And I did not fucking upload this video. I'm upset. I was a day late on this video, but I'm saying it now. Bro, if you are Kevin Durant, right? If you're KD, why would you want to be on this team? It doesn't make any sense. The Nets are not that good. I've been saying that from the jump. The Nets are not that fucking good. Hey, let me bring Chubb up here real quick because I might actually owe him money. Hey, Chubbs, I actually might owe you money, nigga. No cap. Hey, Chubb, I actually might owe you money because right now I feel fucking great that this nigga Westbrook's out of LA, bro.
Hey,
I feel amazing.
I'm telling you right now, I'm shaking right now.
I feel amazing.
I'm telling you right now, like I cannot believe yet. Otherwise, it'll be bad for my mental health. But let's focus on KD.
No, Chubbs. Hey, no, I'm gonna say it. No, I'm gonna say it, Chubbs,
because you're gonna jinx it. You're gonna jinx it. I'm gonna blame you. Let's not say anything, bro.
I'm buying into it.
I'm dead serious, bro.
No, stop. I'm serious too. What the fuck is the point of Kyrie staying in Brooklyn?
I understand the logic, but we cannot speak it because I don't want to jinx it.
Chubb, I'm saying it's all a part of it. I'll get done with the KD thing first, but it's all a part of it. But to the KD, let me finish this shit up real quick. Right. To the KD shit, bro, what's the point of you staying in Brooklyn? It's the same scenario you were in OKC. You didn't want to stay there either, so it makes sense. It's you, a star guard, and a bunch of other scrub ass niggas, and you don't know. And I'm not. Let me be clear. I'm ranting right now. So niggas, don't take what I'm saying that literal. It's you, a star, and a bunch of other players who cannot play make, some of which can't shoot either, and you're losing defense. You don't have the depth, and you don't have the continuity. There's no rhyme or reason that Kevin Durant went from one top-heavy team to the most talented, skilled team of all time to another top-heavy team. That's not what he wanted to do. So if you found yourself in this situation, why would you not want out? You literally left that situation in OKC. It made no sense. Furthermore, though, I do believe that something between him and Kyrie had to go awry. Like, something had to. Like, literally, something had to go awry for him to get to the point where he's like, bro, I'm done with this shit, too. Harden left. Now I'm about to leave, too, nigga. Kyrie is crazy.
On his podcast, he was extremely dismissive of, like, that's Kyrie's situation. I don't know what's going on. He was really mum's the word about it. So I don't think you're wrong in that their relationship, something had to go down. But the commitment to Kevin saying, I'm here for 7, and the vice versa not happening, you're not wrong to speculate that something had to go wrong there. I don't know if it was a culmination of, the vaccine drama, everything was going on. I do think the majority of it stems from Joe's side, because what I've been hearing is that, Kyrie's been done. If you watch, so the GIF that Kyrie posted about who I am when he opted in, that's a scene from a show that I watch. And if you watch that whole scene, he talks about sticking up to the man, or whatever, that kid sticking up to the man, and that man can like be alluded to being Joe Tsai. So this is a very front office versus the players type thing. Just because Kyrie opted in does not mean that relationship was ever severed, and the reports leading up to that were concluding that. The fact that Kevin Durant, the ultimate franchise player, illuminated that and one up Kyrie is insanity. You have to be an all-time worst GM and front office group to fuck that up. Two max players side by side when Nets fans were just thinking about recovering their team, let alone not even getting better. And let's just retain our assets again. And now they lost their best player.
But
And,
but
and
that
where does
but
this leave them
that's
there?
the but that's the reason why, and I said this from the beginning, and people thought that I was joking, and I said this, and I know Westbrook fans are gonna be mad at me. It's the same thing that happened in OKC, where it's a organization that is poorly ran because they're just fucking doing whatever the goddamn players want, and they're not actually building anything.
It's the
Nigga, the
same
Nets
thing.
have just been juggling assets back and forth for the past couple of years. It's the reason why I told y'all niggas, I don't give a fuck what happens if you're Brooklyn. You were losing trades because you were doing nothing but making lateral moves. You're not trading niggas to make lateral moves and then lose. Actually, you're going backwards because you're losing shit in the process.
And this is why teams around the league, there's only a finite number of teams around the league that understand it's a player empowerment movement, but know where the line is drawn to giving all your players what they ask for, because they're not a GM. They're not a GM for a reason, right? And so when you cater to your stars like this at every single request, whether it's a James Harden request or Kyrie Irving, letting him do what he wants to do and catering to him, you heard about rumors that Kyrie was able to talk to the team, talk to the coaches the way he wanted to do it, and not imploring any sense of chain of command in that organization. And you went all gung-ho and happy because you got the on-paper talent, and not restoring the actual culture that goes on in an organization, let alone a basketball team. This is why they're eating their words right now, because there is no difference between letting the players take over the team and everything that has to do with running the team, rather than having everyone fall in line and giving roles to people that know what the fuck that they're doing. And Sean Marks and Josiah especially are realizing this today.
But the even the worst part, let me see real quick. What did I end mistake? No, this is very legit. All right, bet. Damn, I think I missed a lot of the fucking audio that I what you call it. But the point, the other point is that I think people, because every single time we had this conversation about player empowerment, people always misrepresent franchises. Like they do franchises. Do they take into consideration what players want? Sure, and I think they may even abide by what the players want as long as it's not like anything major. But I
Right.
always tell people, bro, look at the best well-ran organizations. Bro,
Right.
those franchises are not fucking bending to every single last whim. I'm
Yeah.
even Shaq said it when he went back into the franchise, went back to the front office. He was willing to sign again, and they told him no. Shaq got upset at Kobe. You know what he said? Everybody said, yeah, nigga, you are fat. You're out of shape, nigga. Get in shape. They weren't going to sit there and bend to his whim. And when Kobe went to the same shit, they told him, nigga, Kobe, figure it out, bro. Figure that fucking shit out. Anytime that shit happened in San Antonio, Popovich and crew was like, nigga, shut the fuck up. We got this. LeBron James went to fucking Pat Riley. You know what Pat Riley said? Shut the fuck up and go play
He said,
basketball, nigga.
fuck you
I'm
to his
running
face.
this.
Yes,
I'm running
exactly.
this, nigga. You came here so I can run it. If you wanted to run it, you could have stayed your fucking ass in Cleveland. I'm running this shit, and that man on the bench right there, Eric Spoelstra, is your coach. That's
I,
what they do. They
I
may
was
take suggestions, they may take
right.
requests, but they're not going to make no fucking demands, nigga. That nigga Pat Riley looked at D Wade in the face and said, "You're not Max, nigga. Get the
And
fuck on.
it's ironic because you mentioned the Lakers, right? And the previous ownership, you might see the inverse of it right now, and that falls into the Russ trade, right? Rob Pelinka, we had the plan set, you know this, Low, and then Russell Westbrook comes and requests to be a Laker. We did not seek out Russell Westbrook. I want everyone to know that Russell Westbrook came to us and wanted to be with us. What did Rob do? He had a meeting with LeBron. Russ had a meeting with LeBron, and they talked about it. AD talked about it. He obviously sold him because you can't do anything in the month of July to prove yourself. Rob Pelinka busted his plans to appease LeBron, and you're seeing the change of ownership and not people not falling in line. So with the previous ownership, when it comes to the Lakers example, you're seeing the difference. And I'm not blaming LeBron or anything like that. He has the ultimate power to request and anything that he wants. He's earned that right as the face of our league. But that everyone is in a role for a reason. LeBron is not the general manager for a reason. And when you see franchises that know that chain of command, like a Pat Riley, like a potentially a Jerry Buss, like the people over in Milwaukee, you think those guys are asking for commands and trades left and right? No, because everyone knows what they're supposed to. And so does Pop in San Antonio and all these front offices, Masai Ujiri. They know what they're doing. They're confident in what they're doing. And you can clearly tell the way that they talk, the reports that come out when it comes to Kyrie and Brooklyn and Kevin Durant. These boys just have whatever they want in that front office. They do whatever they want and they appeal to everyone. They fucking saw Steve Nash working with Kevin Durant in his documentary. It was like, you know what? Why don't we make you our head coach? Because it's a first-time head coach and you'd be great for us and you're cool with Kevin Durant. So that's our check mark right there.
But
And
see,
there's
I have to.
no
And that,
research.
what you're saying is, I not. This is where I disagree with KD. Everything you said is fine. I clearly agree with it. But KD also is culpable because he participated in the shenanigans.
No question.
And this is where I always question what is KD's input,
Right.
because in terms of KD's input as what's supposed to be the face of the franchise, you cannot just not say anything. Like I know for some people it's like, oh, he a man that, like, I get that, but you have to have some type of an input, and this is the reason why, and I say this all the time. I don't care how talented somebody is. I just do not compare first options and leaders to second options. I don't give a fuck how great that second option is. I just don't,
Right.
because as the first option, as the leader of a franchise, you have roles and responsibilities that other players just don't have. And I understand that Kevin Durant, as the best player, and he's just trying to make sure he respects everybody's wishes. But there should have been a conversation that should have been had potentially, at least from everything that we've gathered at this point. And I don't even think you would have lost James Harden in the way you lost him if there was a conversation to be had. But
Right.
everybody just fucking running wild and willy-nilly up in fucking Brooklyn because you're so desperate to make yourself relevant is crazy. That is the most craziest thing. This is 3 years fucking not only wasted, but you're moving backwards because now not only does everybody now know, oh, he wants out, so I don't even have to really give you what you probably want for what I have to give you for KD because he's
Exactly.
forcing his way out. So I don't
No
even have.
leverage
I'm not even
whatsoever.
really like pressed to give it to you. But on top of that, you just signed Kyrie Irving. And it wasn't on an extension. So even if you were to try to get top dollar for Kyrie, you can't get that either because he's on the last year of his contract. If you're Brooklyn, you fucked up so royally that you can't get nothing of value anymore moving forward. You're fucked. You
Kyrie
are
Irving
fucked.
opted in to stay with one person and one person only. And that one person thinks the front office is so fucking bad, their relationship doesn't matter anymore because of how their team is run. And I think, listen, Kevin Durant's my favorite player, but like I don't know how I feel about this and stuff like that because on one side, like you're saying, he's the franchise player, but on the court, he's always looking for a different leader and things like that. So whether or not that spills into the front office and those decisions, things like that, his demeanor about like, yo, I just want to hoop. It's fine, and I believe him, and it's not naive, and like we get it. You have a simplistic view on that, but at some point, you're gonna have to take some responsibility with these kinds of decisions. And so when things go wrong, it's like, you know what? I'm not the guy for that. You know, that's the front office. I'm just here to hoop. But when it goes right, you know, it's about his legacy and things like that. So I don't really know where I stand with him on this. I know the organization is royally fucked up as is. But this is just such a messy thing. And Lo, when people look back, at Kevin, and we're going to remember how fucked up the front office is, and that's going to be the excuse. But you mean to tell me, people, when talking about Kevin Durant's legacy, if people didn't have a gripe with it, how the resume looks now and the timeline looks now, you mean to tell me in 20 years, we're going to see this man on 3 separate teams in 10 years or 4 separate teams in 10 years and not look at that and be like, wow, what was up with those situations? Like, there's a lot of questions that come into play here. I'm not saying you should play it out because no one's playing it out in the league, but when you're a star of Kevin Durant's caliber, easily minimum, not even if you're a hater, top 15 player of all time, people are going to look at this under a microscope and pinpoint every single decision that you made. And this is one of those decisions. This is one of those decisions.
Now, before we go any further, he's gonna make everybody upset because I see a lot of these fucking Phoenix trades offers. Oh, this nigga made the fucking trade request directly to the owner.
He
That
said,
nigga,
fuck you. He said, Joe Tsai, leave me the fuck out. He flipped him off to his face.
no, that's crazy.
And this dude posting the CrossFit tournament videos on his Twitter. It's insane.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. Y'all might hate this because I know there's a bunch of Phoenix talk. But the Warriors do have the best package to give them. Let's be clear. The Warriors have, and I'm so they have by far the best package to give them. Not
Do you
even
think?
close.
I don't even think Bob Myers will let that happen because of the Draymond Green show. Not even Draymond Green, like the Draymond Green show. Like that's just not plausible. Seriously.
And that's fair. But as Draymond Green also said himself, if Curry wants him, oh, they gonna have him.
It doesn't matter. Yeah.
They gonna have him, and they have by far the best pieces to move to get him, and it's not even close. They can trade Wiggins, Wiseman, Kuminga, Poole, and draft picks, and it would be by far the best. And it's not even remotely close. It would be by far the best haul for him.
And
And I know people are throwing out the Phoenix Suns trade right now. I like the Phoenix Suns trade for Brooklyn. I don't even know if I like it for Phoenix though, because it's going to be D Book and aging Chris Paul and KD. They're about to. It seems like they're going to lose. What's his name in the offseason?
Aiden,
Jay Crowder. They're
Jay
probably
Crowder
going to
too.
lose
Yeah, he's
Crowder.
expiring.
Yeah, they're about to lose Crowder probably in this offseason as well.
The package is
So
going to be Ayton, Bridges, and Cam Johnson. Probably they want a young piece, and then I'm thinking 6
so
first round
then,
picks.
if they do that, then it's like, okay, you got D Book, Chris Paul, and KD. Like, what's the rest of the roster looking like? Like
That's what
fucking
I'm saying.
JaVale McGee.
I
Well,
actually hope it happens because we know the 3-star model low has failed. It's literally failed.
That's what is difference between that and what you have right now with just him and Kyrie. I actually think him staying in Brooklyn would actually be a better situation than that, because that is just that's basically nothing.
I mean, that's how soured it is. You can't like go another day walking in that locker room. That's what the situation is. And then not only that, Low, I mean, we can go into it now. I've calmed down, but like the Kyrie package back, like on top of that for Brooklyn with the Ben Simmons that we're forgetting. Like I know,
No,
like
they said they're keeping Ben.
yeah, they keep in Ben. So you keep Ben and you get the Kyrie package and the KD package. You know, that's a rotation right there potentially.
I miss a lot of shit. Yeah, we can go into this. Look, man, bro, I'm so if you are Brooklyn, hell, Kyrie might be moved before KD is. If you're Brooklyn, why are you not just trading Kyrie to a franchise that's willing to give you a pick or a young player or two, and then having them buy him out, and then he hits the market? Why not that?
We saw
Like
it.
that.
No one's interested in Kyrie. We saw it. Like they literally took offers for him, and no one's interested except us.
Oh no, my bad. No, I'm gonna say no. There's somebody who's interested for sure. There's somebody who's interested. We know who's interested.
I mean, we already did first polls. That's what I'm trying to say. They did first polls for Kyrie, and no takers except us.
So we know who's available. We know.
Okay.
So if you are Brooklyn, why would you not just do that? And at that point, why won't because the problem with the Lakers would be fucked, because they're probably gonna have to just waive. They're probably gonna have to just do the waiving from what you call it anyway.
No, but there's a 3-teamer involved, Low, and the package that you hate hearing from me, like then they get routed to us because the Nets are going to take that third team all out be a Charlotte or an
But
Indy,
why? But
you
why?
know,
Sharp.
those
But the
assets.
3-teamer that we would potentially want to send Russ to. If I'm Charlotte, I can just get Kyrie and not have to pay him as much and just wait from that way.
Why would Charlotte want Kyrie?
He's on an
You have,
expiring. He's on expiring just like he is. Well, Westbrook is.
but it's less of a headache case. That's what I'm saying. But you're not. But Charlotte's not getting Russ or Kyrie. They want assets back. That's what I'm trying to
I
say.
get that.
They're gonna take Russ. They're gonna take Russ because of the Jordan connection, things like that. But
Oh, so
also,
you thought so? Let me give you. You're thinking they're going to take Russ and keep Russ.
I don't know what happens. Like, listen, you think I give a shit like what happens with the asset once it
No, I'm
bonds? But I'm
okay.
saying the Nets are gonna take Charlotte's assets in this
No,
case.
no,
That's
but
what I'm trying to say.
I thought we were saying that. I was always under the assumption that Westbrook he goes to Charlotte or Indiana, gets a pick or a young player in the process, and then they just buy him out, so he's no longer on the team.
That's a safe assumption. Yeah, that's
Okay,
a
so
safe
but
assumption.
my point is, if I'm Indiana or Charlotte, why not I just do that with Kyrie? And then the buyout that I'm taking for Kyrie is much less than it is for Westbrook, and I still get the exact same outcome.
Because those kinds of talks, I don't think have been more frequent with Kyrie in terms of a buyout versus a Russell Westbrook in a
Nigga, this
buyout.
is a totally different scenario, nigga. Everything we just heard for the past 2 weeks doesn't fucking matter anymore.
No, but I'm saying who's closer to a buyout on the court in terms of talent? Who's closer to a buyout?
No, you just buy out Kyrie because he doesn't want to be there, but you got him because he's on the expiring.
I don't know, but if
But
LeBron is
I
working
say that
behind the scenes like we're
because if
talking
he gets,
about,
but I say that because if Kyrie gets bought out, then the Lakers could just sign him on an MLE though.
um, wait, I read a text. Wait, no, but what I'm saying is Kyrie coming to the Lakers matters because of the LeBron connection. So the reroute, it wouldn't matter
Oh no. I think
Kyrie
Kyrie
going
can
to
come
Charlotte.
to the Lakers regardless.
Right.
Right now, I'm actually fully sold on the concept that he could be a Laker. Actually,
Oh, that's interesting. How much do we put on it? 100,
no.
200?
We didn't bet that. We bet if Westbrook was leaving.
What does that mean? Of course he's leaving. We can't have a $400 million cap. We not the Golden State Warriors, dog.
No, you gotta
That's what I'm
find. No,
trying to
they
make
gotta find
sense
a
of.
trade for that nigga. They gotta find a trade for him, bro.
They do. We have a trade. What you talking about,
Oh,
bro?
okay. No, I am at this point. I kind of am actually sold on the concept because they're not. What's the point of keeping Kyrie at that
Nets,
point?
Nets
Because the
get
only reason why, if I'm the Nets, I was even dealing with that headache is because of KD. Now he wants out. At this point, it's fuck it, bro. I actually don't give a fuck no more. I genuinely don't
Nets
give a fuck.
Nets get Rozier. They get Hayward. They get Plumlee or whatever the case may be. 1,000 of picks, right? And then we get Kyrie, and then Charlotte gets Russ. Something of that sort. I'm just telling you. Watch out for it. And if Indiana wants to get
Why
involved, they
doesn't
can.
wait? Why don't the Nets just get Russ?
Why would they want Russ to buy him out? Because they have no assets. They have no
But
assets again
I
to,
get that,
to build a
but no,
roster with.
it can still be a 3-team trade though. Like everybody's throwing as many assets to what you call it, to
I'm basing off
Brooklyn.
I'm basing off this like hypothetical trade based on prior interest. I know you're saying the last 2 weeks doesn't matter, but like what teams are interested in what like still realms true. That's what I'm trying to say.
This is crazy because at this point just the thing about it, the amount of things that had to have gone behind the scenes for Kevin Durant to demand a trade would probably turn every team off in the NBA except for the Lakers. Like I don't think there's not a single team that is so desperate for a star guard right now that they're willing to deal with that bullshit, except for the Lakers, bro. I think that's the only team. I think that's the only franchise who is.
Yeah, that's what I said 5 minutes ago. There's no one else
Yeah.
trying to take him, and so that makes it a realistic probability. They did first polls already. They did a first sweep around the league, right? In terms that was for a leverage play. We hated Kyrie for that. Sick. You used this for leverage. Sick. They did a first sweep. Any takers? No one bit, and no one would have bit if LeBron James wasn't still in the league. Let's keep it a buck. And so the fact that he is and on a certain team, our team, that's where we stand right now. Because there's no way Kyrie Irving is a net after this. Like, what is he supposed to do with
Yeah,
Ben
no,
Simmons?
there's
If
no.
KD doesn't like Joe Tsai, best believe Kyrie doesn't like Joe Tsai even more, bro. It's simple as that. So keep a lookout.
I would just want to know what was it for KD.
I don't know the sticking point either. It doesn't make sense to me too. Because
Yeah, it just doesn't.
your co-star stayed for you, not the ownership. So why the
Yeah,
fuck you bailing? Why the
yeah.
fuck are you bailing?
Something had to like something so massively disrespectful had to have happened over the past 48 hours for them to be like, yeah, no, I'm definitely not dealing with this shit. Because I think from a team perspective, like I stated before, I think the team is just I think it was a bad team. I've never bought in on the Brooklyn Nets. I thought KD basically just went backwards, and it didn't make any sense for him to move fucking backwards. He went from a team with just him and a star and a bunch of nobodies to basically being in that right back situation. Depending on Ben Simmons is like depending on a fucking deadbeat dad. That nigga might not ever show up. Why would I want to be on a roster like that? Just from a
Hey,
from a basketball standpoint, why would I ever want to be on a roster like that? But the only
hey
reason
man,
why I would only want to be on it is if the co-star I'm standing next to is my guy. Like that's the only reason why I would ever want to do that. And that's the scenario. And he still bailed. So I don't know if that means that something between him and Kyrie unfolded to the point where it's like unsalvageable, or
that's the question.
or if like something that ownership did, but I don't. It still felt like ownership was trying to do everything in their powers to make this shit work. This I don't know, bro.
Because think about it too, because James leaving, right? A big proponent of that was the whole Kyrie situation too. So for after the fact, for Kevin Durant, that's the biggest question of the day. Is like, where do Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving stand as of now? Fuck all this team shit. Everyone's gonna be on the trade machine right now. Is like, what had to have transpired, like you said, for that like relationship to go south? Because James Harden left for a similar reason, having to do with the Kyrie situation. Like, I don't got time to wait on this, and he bailed, right? And who knows what he's thinking right now.
But see, that's
So
the reason why I'm thinking that it has to be the Kyrie thing. I think it
it
has to
has,
be. I think
but
I think it has to be.
to wait this long to not have like an exit meeting, you got swept into like anything of that sort. Because remember, Kyrie Irving came on Katie's podcast with Eddie, right? I believe like at the end of the season, he talked about getting swept. So they must have been cool back then. So I don't know what
That's
happened.
why I said I
Something
think it
must have
has to
happened,
it has to have something happen in this last week.
and we don't know what that is. We're gonna find out on 30 for 30 in a few years. So
But see,
it's
if
just wild.
if I think, but the only reason why I think it is because Kyrie, and credit to you because I didn't believe it. I thought it might have just been a leverage play. Kyrie legitimately might have been like, yeah, I am willing to fucking leave.
The
Like
convolution he must have had to first use the Lakers as a leverage play, but actually know in the back of his mind that this was still a real possibility. That is insanity. That is like 4D chess right there. So I don't know what he thought was real, because we all thought it was dead. We all thought it was dead when in the opt-in, and all that stuff went
no,
down.
but I'm talking about the talks where I was calling you and a bunch of other Laker fans crazy to believe that he would actually do it. I think KD might have been like, oh wow, this. No, he might actually be fucking serious. Like he
You
might.
talking about the six? You talking about the 6 million?
Yeah. I think the only way that I would ever think about that is if like KD legitimately was like, oh no, like he might legitimately leave me.
You know what
Like
I'm thinking?
he might legit, and if that is the case, what the fuck? Why am I just sitting here trying to be loyal to someone
Right.
who
I think you're
legitimately
onto
might
something.
leave me?
And think about who he's leaving to, right? It's LeBron James, and they're buddies and stuff like that. But if you're Kevin Durant, forget current best players, whatever it is. Who's your biggest rival of the last 10 years, right? So the fact that you would leave for your old teammate, that's got to rub Kevin the wrong way. If you threatening to leave, not only that, leave, but take a $30 million pay cut to go join LeBron again and all that type of stuff. How's KD going to take that after what he just saw? Because all that was real. Whether or not it was a leverage play, look, Kyrie was talking to LeBron the whole way and things like that. So if you're KD and you're viewing all that and probably have more information than us, and you threatening to go leave for LeBron, like I ain't good enough, like that's got to be it, bro. That's got to be it. So he said he called it. He was like, "Nah, I'm good. You go on that side." He's cool off that. That's got to be it.
Yeah. Also, man, that's
What's
pretty crazy.
good,
That's
fellas?
pretty crazy.
Yo, man.
This is a crazy day, bro.
I know it's crazy, bro.
Dude, hey Wes, free agency hasn't even started,
It
homie.
hasn't
We
even
got two
started.
This
hours.
is
We haven't even
insane.
started. We not even
We're
started.
all pulling all nighters tonight. Like,
Like not even
I
close.
mean,
Yeah.
this is. I. Lord. My question. like because I've been in here listening, and I like everything for the most part that you all have said. My thing is his legacy. Does he not care about it anymore? Is it just
That's
like
what I'm
it
saying.
is what it is? Like whatever happens is gonna happen. Like my career is my career. I want to be happy the last few years I played basketball, and I want to give myself the best chance to win my last few years playing basketball. And it's not gonna be here. And I don't care what anybody says. I'm skating. I'm good on it.
It's the craziest like streak of bad luck because again, like, are we gonna remember the nuances and details of like what we're talking about right now when people go on Wikipedia when Kevin Durant's retired in 10 years and be like, oh wait, no, he had to leave the Brooklyn Nets because A, B, and C was fucked up. No, they're gonna look at this man and saw he left 3 teams in a span of like 6, 7, 8 years, and he's just running from team to team. And whenever it's convenient to him, he's not the number one option. But when he plays well in the finals, he's the number one option. But he's not a leader in the locker room because he needs a point guard leader and stuff like that. So I don't even know what to make of it. He's my favorite player, and I don't even know what to make of it. Because if he goes to the Suns, that's the second former number one seed he's gone to. And that sounds familiar too. And the other destination preferred was the Miami Heat, who finished
Wait,
first
Shove,
this
can
year
I
as
say
well.
something, bro? Can I say something?
Go
All
ahead,
right,
Al.
bro. You know what? Lo, thank you for bringing me on this space, bro.
Well, you wait.
Wait. What do you
No,
have to
not
say?
even trying to be funny. No, let me ask you something real
What?
quick. How long were you waiting?
Oh,
Because, like, for
I was
example,
waiting. I've been waiting for like 7, 10 minutes. That's all. That's all. But listen,
nigga, this shit is
no,
bugging because
that's
Raquel
just what
keeps going
it's
up
what
and
spaces
down.
do whenever like spaces get in the thousands. But
Yeah,
it doesn't
it's fucking
matter, bro.
crazy.
Yeah.
I just first off, bro, I want to thank you for bringing me on this platform, bro. I really appreciate it, bro. And now, like, if any of them are listening to any of those bitch ass, pussy ass Nets and KD fans, I'm on your fucking ass, bro. Because I heard a lot of fucking shit from you niggas since February 1st. When we heard that nigga James request the trade, I heard a lot of shit about that nigga KD and about that nigga James, bro. Y'all niggas were telling me all fucking year KD don't run from the grind. That nigga is him. He's a super. Look at him. He's a bitch. He's a certified bitch. A certified bitch. Don't ever fucking talk to me about that nigga being him. Stop it. I was hearing a lot of shit. Oh, why didn't James stay, bro? Why did James do? James is such a cancer, bro. How could James leave Kevin Durant, bro? How could James leave? And we tried to tell these niggas, we tried to tell you niggas.
Bro, that fucking space that I was in, I think was in there too, and the dude was trying to like break down how to opt in and opt out of contracts. I was like, nigga, shut the. You don't
None of
understand.
those
You
niggas know ball.
if
None of
you
them.
genuinely don't believe that niggas are having conversations before they actually like
Oh
it's
yeah.
time for them. Yeah, I was like, nigga, what are you? Why are
It's
you trying to
crazy though
explain
because
this to me?
he actually I don't want to say his name but he actually knows basketball. I don't know what he was on that day. Like I don't know what he was on, but yeah, that's
But
I
I think most
yeah.
people get caught up in that when they just trying to like. I don't know if that's his favorite team or not because he was talking like it was, but I'm like, bro, that's not how. Like I
Are you
know,
talking
like
about Pod? You talking about Pod?
no.
Nah.
Oh,
Oh, nigga, who check on that nigga?
We
nah.
really
He
do
don't
have to
really. He
check
don't.
on Pod.
He said he didn't like really care. But no, Lo, I'm getting sick of this. Cause no, I like this has been a wonderful day. I can't see NMZ. I want that nigga to come up, but I can't see. But oh my god, bro, I'm laughing my ass when I saw the report. I laughed my ass off, bro. This got to be the funniest karma in NBA history, bro. Never in my life have I laughed more at shitty ass organization, that shitty ass fan base, and that nasty ass stand group that they call themselves KD fans, bro.
This
Bitch
is
ass
this is a
niggas.
nasty reality for him
This
though
nigga
because
is a look.
Nah, it
Stop
is.
let
hyping
me
this
tell
nigga.
you,
And you know what's crazy, bro? You know what KD did?
Ash, real quick.
Oh
All
no, wait. I'm
That
about to
nigga's
finish. I'm
afraid of
about
the
to finish.
grind,
Yes, I'm about
dog.
to finish. This
right.
nigga requested a trade to where? The 2 number 1 seeds in the West. This nigga's a pussy. He
Hey,
don't want it. He wants to run from the grind.
Hey, look,
He runs
hey,
from the grind. They were saying James runs from the grind. What is KD doing? He's
Damian Lillard
running
was
from the
right
hey, Lo.
grind.
Hey, look what I just shared.
in
Brian
the
Windhorst was just
jumbotron.
talking. Yeah, he was just sharing. Lo, the first point we were talking about, the first point that we captured from this, Brian Windhorst just said that today. It's about the players can't run the team, and the Nets catered to Kyrie and KD the day they came, and this is what has happened. This is exactly what we just called. It's like you can't do that.
But I've been trying to tell
Sub,
niggas that from the beginning. Y'all thought that I was nasty with that on their knees analogy. Nigga, they were on their knees from the jump, bro.
Because they've never had anything like this. The New Jersey Nets, are you
You're
kidding me?
right.
Have they
You're
had two
right.
players
They,
like
Yeah.
this?
Yeah, you're right.
No,
You're
y'all
absolutely right.
They didn't know how to act.
They
got
definitely didn't know how to
starstruck.
act with that type of shit in their face.
They got starstruck.
One
They
thing
didn't know
I
how
will
to act.
also say, like for Kevin though, because I really like him, and y'all remember I was defending. I was really bothered by
West
the
is a
rhetoric
KD
when
defender, yeah.
Golden State was performing and how people were talking about Kevin. I was really bothered by the rhetoric when he got swept and how people were talking about Kevin. But let's just put everything let's put this into perspective. He blows a 3-1 lead and he skates. And then the year he gets swept, after he gets swept, he skates. That is terrible.
But I
for his
was
legacy,
told,
bro.
West, by that fan base that
It's crazy. No, Wes has been on this, and the thing is, Wes, Katie's my favorite player, and to be who he is, and that's fine, which is, talkative to the fans, available on Twitter, right? This just gives more ammo to everything that he likes to do. He can claim up there and sit up there. It doesn't bother him. He's not insecure. It doesn't bother him, all this type of stuff. But this just feeds into more ammo if you're doing stuff like this. So I truly, as he is my favorite player, I don't know where he goes from here. Because this shit is just this shit is wild, bro. This shit is wild.
I do have a question. What do you all think he ends up? Because while Lo was talking about Golden State having the best, and I agree they have the most assets. They could, put together the best package. But I can't imagine that.
I can't do it either. I can't.
I can't imagine that happening.
Miami.
So
But does Miami have the best package?
I think Phoenix has a better package than Miami.
Phoenix has a better package.
But here's my dark horse: the Memphis Grizzlies.
But
I don't think
Memphis
had that good of a package either.
Lo, we can compare packages and rank them by talent. We can compare the deals that they have and the talent that each team has to offer. But it depends what the Nets are trying to do. Even though they're incompetent, they have a route that they want to build around. Are you building around Ben Simmons, or what kind of team are you trying to build? They have
every
starting
route
from scratch.
I'm telling you, every route, it just makes sense for them to have the Warriors package and then Phoenix. I'm not fucking trading for fucking Jack Harlow. I'm not doing that for
Oh my God.
I'm not trading for fucking fucking Lou Dort in a slew of assets, a slew of draft picks from fucking OKC. It's just not that many options, bro. Hold on. We got a real hooper in the house, man. Dell, man. What's up with your hoop brother, man? What's up with him, man? Why he keep running from the grind?
Running from the grind? Yo, Lo, do you truly believe that? Is that your real take of you think running from the grind?
No. I think you missed most of it.
Yeah,
I think there's a bunch of I just think the organization and players are on two different pages.
This is the thing for me with all of this. I think when he went to Brooklyn, I spoke to him the exact same day. I'm my words was you should have went to a better organization, in terms of fan base, and just everything. So I told him myself, even the Knicks was in turmoil, the Knicks fan base and the energy of New York City, you would have felt it better, and you would have felt more at a peace, not even peace. So when this happened today, I said, bro, you just kicked yourself in the back. You went to Brooklyn, and I don't count your first year. Your second year, everybody get hurt. So people are saying your 3 years was a disaster, but I would say just your 1 year, which is this one. And he never really got into the Brooklyn fan base. You go to a Brooklyn game, you have James Harden, Kyrie Irving, and Kevin Durant, and it's dead. The energy in the building, everything is just dead. Combined with how they got swept, it was a matter of time, to be honest. And then the Brooklyn Nets played chicken with KD and Kyrie, and they lost.
But the problem I have is, and we said this as well, to the new people in there, is that you as a well-ran franchise, you just should not be playing chicken. You should. I mean, you need to.
Exactly. So you telling the media that it's okay, we can lose both of them. As many players you can see that too, but KD is into all that shit. He's into you saying all this stuff and believing it and whatever the case may be. Because not for nothing, all the fact that y'all putting out there, you're willing to lose both. KD never gave y'all no headache in the media. You know what I'm saying? He showed up. He did for to when he was healthy. He came and did his job, played basketball. You know what I'm saying? So for him to be put into that, oh, we're willing to lose both of them because of the relationship. Okay, now you know KD, like he don't care what the media says. I think him doing this, him going to the Warriors, he doesn't care because he's still gonna go and play basketball. So you cast someone with give him ammo that sees everything you write. Oh, we don't care if we lose both of y'all. We're not going through what we went through with Kyrie Irving again. Oh, I'm out.
Okay.
Like your best attribute for him, he wants to hoop. He wants to play basketball. You went to a place where all the extra stuff came with it. That's why I see him only going to two places. I see him going to Phoenix. I see him going to Phoenix, and well, both places out west, Phoenix and possibly Dallas. Nowhere else. That's what I could see.
I don't. Dallas didn't have a good enough package in mind.
They
I was
yeah,
gonna
This
say,
the
is the thing though. A lot of like
a
I
lot of teams
noticed.
don't have the package.
hey, no, they
Yeah.
do. Hey, we're not considering Philly.
Oh yeah,
Maxi,
Philly.
Philly, yeah.
Tobias,
Philly, Maxi,
Maxi,
Tobias,
Tobias,
Cybo,
picks,
Pitts,
and
yeah,
that
yeah,
Matisse.
yeah,
That's
and
that's
Pitts,
better than Phoenix, in my opinion.
yeah,
How
If they
many
had the picks,
picks can Philly trade right now though?
it's Maury, so he's willing to do whatever.
yeah.
But
He
I'd
Maury
have
That's
to
will
true.
look
for
it up.
sure. Maury will for sure do whatever it takes. But
Yeah,
yeah, so you now you're out, and the world's gonna say, "Oh, you left with that." He doesn't care about that. Like in the slightest mind, he's not thinking at all what the world's thinking about him losing 4-0 because somebody's gonna write him Twitter and he's gonna respond,
So why not go
okay.
back to Golden State then?
Facts.
You know what's crazy? If Golden State made a trade offer and he would 100% go there. And many people would look at it like, oh, that's crazy. But me personally, and me and my boy was just talking about it. He was like, if he really did that and went back to Golden State, that might be one of the sickest shit I've ever seen in terms of someone just not giving a hell.
foul, like sickening,
like,
sickening
like
things.
I don't give a f what y'all think. I'm gonna go hoop right here.
Even a person who
But
like
I don't
the
think he
biggest
goes.
person in the world who does not give a fuck about anything like would not do that.
Yeah,
Like
that.
seriously, I
Yeah,
don't care how much you claim. I don't care about anyone else's opinion. I can't find one person that would do that.
Yeah,
yeah.
there's no way he does that.
There's
Yeah,
no way.
I don't think it happens for Golden State. I do think he's thinking about this though. If he goes to this is how KD like thinks, and we had a like he goes to Phoenix, right? He gets to the finals or even win the championship. He's talking about Charles Barkley in the media. That's one. Playing on the team Charles Barkley didn't accomplish it with. That's 100%. And he knows if he goes in the West and take Phoenix Suns to the finals, getting through like the Lakers, Clippers, and the Warriors, that's 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 big time to some that looks at all the legacy and all that stuff. Like,
Right.
But
like
I don't. I just don't think with the amount of the problem. Okay, the problem with Phoenix, and I don't know. Maybe he doesn't care because a part of the reason why I think he wants out as well is that I'll say this. I said this before. Kevin Durant essentially found himself in the exact same situation he was in OKC. It's him, another star, and a bunch of other mid players surrounding them. From a
that could be
basketball
true. That could be
standpoint,
true. Yes.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
From a
Mm-hmm.
basketball standpoint, it just didn't make any sense for him to continue to stay. There really wasn't any way for them to improve because they had
It
been
wasn't
juggling
how he
around.
likes to play basketball, for sure. I agree with that.
Yeah. So
I agree with that.
he said that numerous times that he wants to play basketball in a system with continuity, skilled players around him, and there just weren't that many players surrounding him.
Right, but you know what? Honestly, too, though, I feel the injury. Honestly, from when he got hurt, the injuries just compiled because people like he would love Brooklyn. He re up with expectations for him to be there. He gets hurt, James leaves. Now Ben gets here. Ben does what Ben do in the playoff, or not come back, want to come back, et cetera, et cetera. And then Steve Nash, not for to point any blame on Steve Nash. This is a coach you guys decided. This is a coach you guys want. But in a point in time, I don't know what I can't tell what Steve Nash is doing out there. I don't throw Steve Nash any negative through because of the playoffs, but because I personally blame KD on everything. You're that boy. You got to get at least one win.
It's
Come
it's
on,
also it's also the
like
ownership too. Low, like I got a DM right now reminding me that after they got swept, no one reached out to KD or Kyrie, like from ownership perspective. Like that is insane. Like there's been no bridge of communication. Like
I
that
don't think
is
that's
the clear
insane
thing.
though.
about like that's a clear thing about a not well run franchise. Like that goes to
I
show you.
don't. I don't think that's insane to me. People say, "Oh, KD didn't talk to his bosses." Like a lot of people on their day off or summer vacations not calling their boss in. I understand that, but so I don't. I didn't look at that as anything. I looked at him. I think this is what happened. Him hitting them up. Yo, he felt the way towards them. Yo, Kyrie should be here. Yada yada. This that. They told him whatever they told him. Boom. And
Right.
then with the chicken stuff, because KD didn't tell Sean Marks, Steve Nash, he went out. He went straight to the boss.
Right.
I'm going to
And
the owner. I'm not talking. I'm going straight to the top. I'm going to the owner. I'm saying
because
the
there's an
owner
issue
demand
there instead of the GM. Yeah.
exit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not even talking to Sean. We had it this whatever. I'm going straight to the owner. So the owner had to probably text Marks or whatever. Like, that could also tell you that shit ain't sweet in Brooklyn for sure.
It's crazy, bro. Crazy.
So I have a question. Do you guys think that they planned this out? Because that's what I feel like. I feel
You thought
like
this was all planned? Man,
I
that'd be
I
crazy.
feel like when the Nets made the moves they did when they acquired Ben Simmons and everything fell apart with when everything fell apart with
James
Yeah.
Harden.
yeah, and then you have the fact that you're looking at like Kyrie and Harden didn't get along and all of that. I feel like it makes a lot of sense if Kyrie and KD spoke. Kyrie said, "Hey, I'm going to go ahead and opt in, but then I'm going to do a trade and sign, or I'm going to go." And then KD was like, "All right, well, I'll announce that." And I could be wrong. I'm just asking.
Yeah, it's
KD
all speculation.
But
right
now,
before
Kel has a good point.
KD announces right before free agency. Yeah, I want out. I mean, wouldn't
My
that?
question to Raquel would be: do you
'Cause-
think James Harden knew something was goofy with Joe Tsai before these boys knew? That's the thing.
But
I mean,
like,
I don't know about the whole management. I mean, I was just listening to Delroy speak on it, but I'm saying it would make sense if they both felt like, okay, well, yeah, we may have gotten what we got, but we don't like what happened and how everything played out. I mean, even if you think about all of the stuff that all the assets they got to get Ben Simmons and to make that trade, they gave up a lot and they felt like Ben Simmons still wasn't. Maybe they looked at that like, nah, we wasn't trying to play with Ben Simmons either. I don't know.
Well, we
But
do
that
know. Go ahead, Lo.
I think that's a fair assumption, but I just think that if they did, that means that they just executed it poorly because they should have then made that decision before the deadline to opt in. That's what they should have did that before today. They should have did that yesterday. He should have announced that. So it's the fact that he waited until he opted in to finally say, hey, because if that was the case, then it would have been better for Kyrie to say I'm willing to go somewhere else, and then he say, all right, and I'm also willing to trade, so Kyrie can inevitably get what he wants in a sign and trade because everybody knows they're going to blow it up regardless, and KD can end up going somewhere else as well. It's the fact that why would he wait the day after he just opted in to then say, oh yeah, I don't want to be here no more, because that
That's the
fucks
issue.
up like not only the organization
No,
but also that's like purposely fucking up Kyrie because Kyrie literally could have just went somewhere else
No,
somewhere
because
else on a
Kyrie
sign and
can still
trade.
be traded on this.
Kyrie's out. If
right,
Kyrie's out,
He
Kyrie's
can
not playing. Then that's it. He's going as
right.
well.
no, but
He's going.
Kyrie can still be traded. So that's why I said it makes sense to me that they may have done this
Yeah,
because. Oh, go ahead, Lo.
But
no.
Lo, don't
I,
forget. Hold on, who's it on? I was gonna say real quick. Don't forget that Kyrie and his agent they were trying to find offers.
and I'm also willing to trade so Kyrie can inevitably get what he wants in a sign and trade because everybody knows they're going to blow it up regardless. And I'm also willing to trade so Kyrie can inevitably get what he wants in a sign and trade because everybody knows they're going to blow it up regardless. And KD can end up going somewhere else as well. It's the fact that why would he wait the day after he just opted in to then say, "Oh yeah, I don't want to be here no more," because
That's the issue.
that fucks up like not only the organization
No,
but also that's like purposely fucking up Kyrie because Kyrie literally could have just went somewhere else
No,
somewhere
because
else on a
Kyrie
sign and
can still
trade.
be traded on this.
Kyrie's out. If
Right,
Kyrie's out,
He
Kyrie's
can
not playing. Then that's it. He's going as
right.
well.
no, but
He's going.
Kyrie can still be traded. So that's why I said it makes sense to me that they may have done this
Yeah,
because. Oh, go ahead, Lo.
But
no.
Lo,
But
don't
I,
forget. Hold on, who's it on? I was gonna say real quick. Don't forget that Kyrie and his agent they were trying to find offers. They were trying to find a team that would play ball with him, to give him some leverage, to try to create leverage.
And they
It
found
wasn't
none
there. It
except
did not
one.
exist.
They didn't find any.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
why would you not take the money and say, all right, KD, listen, I'm not staying
right.
here. I'm not feeling this situation no more. And then he goes to KD because I know they're still cool. They're and so I don't feel like KD is leaving Kyrie out. I feel like, and I was one that was against it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not like for Kyrie coming to the Lakers because I was like, he's not coming here and taking mid-level, right? But then he didn't. And I was like, see, I told y'all. But what makes sense to me is that if he sits there and says, well, I'm getting my money. So KD and Kyrie, he's like, KD, hey, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna opt in and get my money, but I'm then going to look to be traded. KD's like, wait, all right, that's what you're gonna do, man. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna request a trade right before the free agency. This changes all the dynamics for everything, but it still
So
gives teams enough time.
Raquel, you're right, but this is exactly why I think it's a severed relationship, because you're describing what the steps they're going to take individually to do that. But again, who was the only team in that scenario that Kyrie went to KD was like, "Yo, I'm gonna do this and go to this team," the Los Angeles Lakers. And who's on the Los Angeles Lakers? The
Oh,
the, the
I
guy
just
he won a
I
championship with.
said
So
earlier.
that's what I'm speculating is like I think KD felt a way about that. Like, hey, you were talking to Braun for 7 straight days while I'm your teammate about trying to go link up with him. Meanwhile, I'm on the sideline doing my podcast. Me and Braun, like, whether they're cool, they are cool. Let's get that out of the way. But you trying to go to Braun again, away from me. All these basketball players got egos. I don't care how many times Kevin Durant tweets. He's gonna feel a way about that. Be like, all right, cool. You want off that? Boom, I'm out. That's
But
what
what
I'm
if they
thinking.
already had the side shove that they didn't want to play there, and so they're both looking out for each other? Because what I'm saying is, and all that could be true, but what I'm saying is, how does it like you gave him the heads up so KD can get out of there too? Do you get what
And
I'm saying?
I get
Sub,
what you're saying. Yeah.
think about when Harden and Russ were on the Rockets, and I know it wasn't.
Right.
It's similar but not the same. But how both of them decided that they
Yeah, I
like
see
kind
it.
of wanted out, and then they
Yeah.
executed that.
Yeah, that's true.
I,
That's
I
true.
I understand what you're saying. I just feel like the better way would have been I opt out and then or we're in the negotiations. They inevitably say they're not going to give me what I want. And so while I still have the ability to opt out, that's when you make the decision. And so we both can leave at the same time. And the reason why I would wait to do that is because it would actually benefit all parties. We could both go to where we want because the options are much more are way more vast than it is right now. Because if I'm Kyrie, he just opted into just his last year of his deal. So whoever's trading for him has to know that he could potentially only be there for 1 year. And with Kyrie having that type of leverage on the organization, no team would want to deal with that. Like if I
Hey,
want Kyrie, I want him committed with regardless if it's not only team wise but also contract wise. Giving Kyrie a 1 year contract to go on another team, I'm looking at him like, bro, I'm not about to be the next fucking Cavs, Celtics, or Nets. Like I'm not about to be that. You're not about to come in here have leverage over anything that can occur. So that would sour and really just lessen the team that could be after him. That's the reason why I say I understand what y'all saying, but I
But
just
is
feel like
that
it would
Kyrie?
make more sense to do it the day before.
I'm about to
Hello, is
ask a
that
real
Kyrie?
weird question, but sorry, Raquel. I'm gonna be real quick. Do you think the league can afford Kevin Durant going out west?
Yeah, they can. I mean, yeah, they
Why
can.
not?
They can.
I
in
think they.
terms of like, because the East is better than the West. I don't know if
Yeah.
that's what you're alluding to or what.
I'm just saying, like I felt like it was a balance of the star power. If Kevin and Kyrie end up out west,
Oh, both of them. That's what you're saying.
I
Yeah.
just think I just wonder. I wonder. I really do because it's like, granted, you have Harden, you have Embiid, you have Giannis, but everybody's speculating that Bill may be on the move as well. I don't even know how there will be enough. I don't even understand how all of this stuff is going to work, but we'll see it transpire.
Hey, we haven't had a
Um,
trade vetoed in what, 11 years? That was the
No,
last
I
one.
want to
yeah,
know. I'm still stuck on like who has a trade package to get KD, like realistically outside of the Suns,
We talked
because
about.
I
I
think
talked about Philly. Philly,
I
Philly
say
got a decent one.
Memphis. I really think Memphis could get Kevin
So Jaren Jackson,
because they
Dylan
have
Brooks,
their
then what?
picks. They own their picks, right?
Their own picks. Yeah, they got a few.
Yeah,
But so you saying Brooks, Jackson? Who else?
Brooks, Jackson, maybe a sign and trade if Brooklyn is interested in Tyus,
If
and then
Paul
just a
George,
boatload of picks.
if Paul George's value was a fringe All Star and 4 first round picks, Kevin Durant, bro. I'm telling
Yeah,
you, we gonna see 6 or 7 in this bitch.
that's what I was thinking, Shub. That's what I'm saying. You're gonna have to offer me something
Man,
great.
my squad is in the run. My squad is back in it. Then send them back to OKC, man.
Uh,
Let's get.
he's not
But
going
why?
For
But why?
check.
And I know we kind of joking, but why? I genuinely believe, and this is the reason why I think they're not working collectively, because I genuinely believe KD is like, bro, I am fucking 30 whatever. I'm coming off a career altering injury. There's no fucking way I found myself back in the same OKC predicament. When I said before, I want to be on an organization, I want to be on a team that has skilled players in some form of continuity, because I want to play premium basketball, the best basketball imaginable. I do not want to be on a roster where I have to ISO and create every fucking time, and niggas are hedging me and shadowing me, and when I get to the paint, there's somebody already there. Like he said that. So and we all know, especially with Steve Nash as a coach, running a lineup with fucking Nick Claxton and Ben Simmons or whatever they're going to fucking run out there will put him in that exact same scenario. He just got done getting swept by the Celtics, who basically played him that way. So I'm not going to go to okay. I know we joke, but I'm not going to go to OKC where I'm going to be put in that same situation just for the sake of saying it. Kevin Durant is going to try to make his way to an established roster.
I was
Phoenix is that I wholeheartedly believe.
sorry. I was gonna say a team that would have a realistic chance at being a championship contender, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
ideally, yeah. There's no way
It,
I could see
there's
anything else.
no way he's gonna just be like, I'm gonna go back to some rebuild. I mean, their windows are getting short, so I don't see Kevin Durant saying, "Yeah, I want to go play for any like the Rockets or something like that." No, I do think he's looking at the top teams or potential teams in the West, or so maybe like Chubb said, even maybe I don't see the Philly thing, but I don't know. I just think this is all going to play out quite interesting, and I do think that the Nets are going to lose both
I
KD and.
I really think, I really hope that he goes to the Suns, because what we went through, what we know is, and with the Nets themselves, what we know is that the 3-star model is overrated. Like, that does not guarantee you a championship. If you go back at the champions, more likely than not, that 3rd star everyone wants to crown is just an overperforming role player, right? That is expected to do that. The 3-star model in the league does not work, but people are latching on to the 2012, 2013 Miami Heat and thinking that is still replicable, however you say that word, in
Yeah,
today's game. We learned last year from the Lakers front that it's not doable. Whether the talent, I don't give a shit, I'm not getting into that. And even the Nets, stars are in and out. And that goes for LeBron, AD, Russ, Kyrie, Harden, and KD, that it's just not plausible to get all these guys on the court together at once. In the end, right, those three in Brooklyn, how much did they play together? 20, 25 games? How many did LeBron, AD, and Russ play together? 21? It's just not plausible. And with CP getting at the age that he's at, horrible hamstrings. Devin Booker was out for an extended period of time. He almost missed the playoffs because of his own hamstring. Kevin Durant is prone to a 6-week injury every single year. I hope that the Suns get him. I hope they. And the problem
this is
is
why
they're in a trap too, because if you're a front office of a team, you have to do anything in your power to acquire talent anyways, which is what Sean Marks did. So if the best player in the league, or someone who has the case for a best player in the league, wants to come to your team, you have to put everything in the side, and you have to go with this 3-star model, because you're going to kick yourself if you don't chase after this superstar. So I hope they do it. I really hope they do it.
this is why I think Memphis makes the most sense. They might not have the best package, but I think Memphis makes the most sense because I think their team is deep enough to get rid of 3, 4 players and still like to insert Kevin and still be a top contender. Like unless something crazy happens and like Denver says, "Hey, well, that's not gonna happen." Never mind. I don't even want to say that.
Saying
But
you're
like
saying
if Denver were to say Murray and MPJ, I don't think it's
I saw
happening.
that.
But still,
I saw that trade too. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. I'm unfortunately y'all had to say your final words. Well, not only is the space fucking bugging because I'll be trying to talk and they don't let me, but also I'm on the brink of being done editing this video. So can y'all just say your final words as I upload?
Go ahead, Wes or Rico.
oh, I was gonna say this is I love it. This is good start to free agency. I didn't expect this whatsoever. I didn't see it coming. I didn't think I thought they were all squared that way, but hey, I don't know how it's all gonna end. But one of the things I think that will be interesting is to see where KD does land. I kind of was seeing what Wes was saying because they do have a lot of depth in Memphis. I still don't think he goes there. I think Phoenix being the first team that people are rumored, I think that's where he would want to go. It would make sense for him.
I'll chime in and just blessings to the players in the NBA. This is wild. Every year they never disappoint. I will say this though, we're truly headed towards a lockout, and it could get super nasty. It could get super nasty because
Wait, what?
this is not. I can't see in the
Yeah,
next collective bargaining
the
agreement.
CBA about to come up and
There's no way in the next CBA that they don't have a lockout because this is insane. Like, and I'm all for the players having mobility. I'm all for the players taking their destiny into their own hands and stuff. But this is wild. Like this, no players of
It's
his
wild.
caliber shouldn't do stuff like this.
No, you're
Like
right.
I agree.
all jokes aside,
That
I
play,
agree.
they
wants to
shouldn't
tie
do stuff
for
like this.
nothing.
I agree. It's getting to a point.
But man, thank you, Lo, Shub, Raquel. Like much love. But yeah, this is wild. We're headed to a lockout for sure.
I just want to say this. I do not give a fuck this much of a fuck about the Brooklyn Nets or any of the team. I just want everyone in here to keep calling Laker fans delusional. I beg you, please keep doing that. I want you to keep doing that. I want you to keep calling us delusional. I want you to keep calling us crazy because every fucking 6 hours, there's a report that is linked to us. And then shit like this happens where we're always in the news. And before you know it, you're going to be fucking eating your words when shit happens. I'm not claiming shit's going to happen. I'm not trying to jinx no shit. But watch out. You want to talk about scary hours, all this shit. All I'm going to say, keep calling Laker fans delusional. We run this league. We always have run this league, and we didn't even make the
all
fucking
right,
playoffs.
Shubs.
This
All
is
right,
why
I'm
they
going to leave it
don't
at that.
like us,
OVO
all
out,
Shub.
bro.
right, Shubs.
Keep
This
All
hating
right,
us, bro.
Shub,
Keep
this is
hating us,
why
bro.
they don't
all
like
right,
us.
Keep
Shubs.
calling us
Shove
delusional.
off the top rope. He AD for KD. AD for
Nah,
KD. Is that what
I,
you're saying?
I don't have an opinion on that. I have an opinion on a lot of things, Wes. I can't speak on that. I plead the fifth. I really don't know.
I
I
was
really
just,
don't know.
yes, you were on to something. I do feel like that I can see the CBA stepping in because the one thing I think that people have to remember, Kyrie, for whatever reason, wasn't playing, and I feel like it was his choice. And I understand the pandemic and all of that, but to sit there and actually miss more games than you played and then still want a max contract, yeah, I'm all for the players too, but there's got to be some balance to these owners. That's all I'd say. I mean, for the owners too, because you got to be available to play. You can't keep giving people max contracts and they're paying less than half the season. And I
I
feel like
agree.
the AD thing. I love AD. I want to keep AD, but yeah, AD is the same way. You got to be available to play.
80 for Katie. That conversation go on for 5 hours minimum.
Yeah,
Minimum.
let's. Yeah, can we do
It's
that?
not
Can we
going
do
away.
that? Can we do
No,
that? Can we do that? Can we do
we
that?
I'm
can't.
with it. I'm
I'm
all
with it,
for it,
bro.
Lo.
I
I
ain't gonna lie. I'm
I,
tired of AD, bro. I'm tired of that man, bro. I'm
I
tired of
love
it.
AD, and I'm feeling that low. I'm like, yo, he's not. He hasn't played a full season of basketball in how long? And because of that, I was like, nah, I don't ever want to get rid of AD, but how is he actually gonna help us if it's another year, no matter and West, because I know you're a Westbrook fan. I had to look at that too in the sense of like, even if we did have everything together, if AD misses another 40 plus games, Lakers are still gonna be
Yeah,
a
no.
team.
All seriousness, it don't matter what Russ do. If AD's not playing, we all know that. But it's tough for me because one player's younger, but one player's better. That's the way I look at it. It's tough.
And
I
but
Hey,
can't get
and
it.
look at the jumbotron. You all broke me, so I'm not speaking on him anymore until the season starts, unless he gets traded. So
Hey, yo,
you
I ain't
all
gonna.
have
I'm be
broken
honest
me.
with you. I'm be honest with you, Russ. I mean, West. Yo, Westbrook is panicking because at this point, like, where does Westbrook go? I don't want to spend too much time on this, but like, because I thought Westbrook to the Clippers made a lot of sense, but right now with John Wall to the Clippers,
Now, this is the only thing I will say. He ends up getting moved. I think he gets bought out, and he and his agent try to find a home. Like try to find a home. But I think this is the point in his career. This move right here by Kevin Durant is what could possibly be the best thing for him for Russ in
I agree.
terms of realizing, yo, I've gotta change because this is gonna. There's no way he doesn't end up being a free agent because he's gonna get traded, and they're gonna buy him out. Like whatever team acquires him, I think buys him out. Unless it's Charlotte. Charlotte might keep him. I still think that would be stupid, and that would suck so much. Like that would suck so much as a fan of his, and I just know for him personally, that would suck. But this might be the best thing for him. Like Carmelo's wake up call was being out of the league. I think Russ's wake up call might. I don't think he'll have to spend any time out of the league, but yeah, I think he'll find himself being bought out and being an unrestricted free agent. And it's
So
like,
he can be
damn, I just. You
I
said
think he
what,
gets traded
Raquel?
to Charlotte. He gets
I
traded to
said
Charlotte.
he can be a 6-man at this point. He accepts the role as being a 6-man coming off
Nah,
the.
that's saying a lot.
I've heard a lot.
I don't
I've
know if
heard a
he'll
lot.
do that.
I think he gets traded to Charlotte. I've been hearing a lot of things, and then with this Nets thing, like just keep your eyes open. Like shit's happening. I truly believe I'm at a point. There is a 65% chance, 70%. Actually, after the KD news, there's a 75% chance that Russ is traded in the next 2 weeks. No
We're
question.
living in a 2K reality though. This is no longer. This is crazy, bro.
No,
I
it's real.
just
I agree. It's
I
crazy.
can't believe this, bro.
Yeah, I am shocked.
13, man.
But I think that I was listening to earlier prior to Lowe starting his space. I was listening to the Nets and some of them who were writers and insiders. They were saying a lot of this came from the ownership and the management too. But I also think that all of it was trying to get a quick championship, and you learn, like you said, Shep, trying to
Yeah.
put stars together. That doesn't always work, and the Lakers prove that you just cannot put big names together and expect it to be a championship. You got to
People want
start.
to take shortcuts. People want to take shortcuts. I mean, we're prone to it too, but like we're victim of it
We're
too.
definitely.
But it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way.
It hurts you more, but that's all I gotta say.
Yeah. Appreciate you, though.
Yeah, I'm about to wrap it up. I will say this finally. Yeah, everybody's not LeBron, so y'all niggas bouncing from team to team, thinking y'all LeBron. Like let's calm down. Because Kawhi ain't won in Clippers yet. This is a fucking debacle. James Harden is now in his second team. Like y'all are not LeBron, bro. Y'all cannot just hop up on a team and think things are just gonna map out for you in the first 2 or 3 years to the point where you're winning multiple championships. I just don't. I don't see it. I just feel like teams. I think throughout this entire thing, I've just realized how much continuity, chemistry, and coaching really matters. Like all of that stuff matters. If you don't have it, it can be problematic. Um, and I think that's the reason why I wasn't sold on Brooklyn. It's the reason why the Clippers lost to the fucking Nuggets a year and a half or 2 years ago. It's a reason why a lot of things just don't work. When you're LeBron, you can supersede that to a degree, and that's part of just being LeBron. But it is the reason why the Milwaukee Bucks won. It's the reason why the Warriors have gone on their run. It's the reason why over the past 20 years, you look at the teams that have been constantly in the postseason runs and constantly in championship conversations. They didn't just build their team overnight, and now they're just like in these conversations. It just takes more. And yeah, I agree that the CBA is going to be a fucking nasty lockout. But I thank y'all for coming out. I am like I'm 6 minutes into being done editing this video. So hopefully I can upload in the next like hour or two before 6 o'clock hits. And I'll catch y'all. Thank y'all coming out. I'm sorry to not bring people up. The whole space has been sporadic, like literally all since I got into it. It's been jumping up from 5 to 4,000 people, and now it's down to 3. But somebody's telling me it's still 4,000. It's all over the place. I thank y'all though, and I'll see you all later, bro.